So a lot of people are concerned, confused, and wondering what the hell is going on with inflation, because they're saying inflation is going lower, but just in Q1, they announced 270,000 job cuts by U.S. employers, up 396% above last year. Same time, 5 times more. The last time we had something like this, if you take out COVID, was 2009. Yet people are starting to realize just this year, 2 or 3 months ago, they changed something in the Bureau of Labor Statistics on the way they measure inflation, and people are starting to realize why they did it, to not get people to be concerned. Wait till you see some of this data in today's episode. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Fund and Grow. The reason why we decided to team up with these folks is because during times like this, when we talk to a lot of small business owners, banks are tight. They're not lending to everybody. They're only giving it to the best of the best. A lot of small business owners today need a little bit more financing. Yesterday, I'm talking to a guy who are at their last $100,000. They don't know what they're going to be doing. The bank's not giving them anything. They have the upside of building a business, but they can't find that money. A place like Fund and Grow can help businesses like that. If that's you, this is somebody you may want to consider. They give up to $250,000 a line of credit with 0% interest rate and not having to give up any of your equity. These guys got 4,000 plus reviews at 4.9 stars, so it's a lot of different people that have done business with them. As a special offer, our Vitamin listeners receive free access to Fund and Grow's Business Funding Masterclass, 5 steps to securing $250,000 in business credit. Click on the link below for this amazing opportunity. You can go to fundandgrow.com/PBD. So if you get value from the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So they're telling us inflation today is 6.5%, give or take. Yeah, inflation is fine at 6.5%. It's not really as bad as you think it is. And a lot of people are confused, saying, how is that even possible? Because chicken's up 10.5%, butter is up 26%, milk is up 50%, egg 170% in certain markets, coffee 13%, baby food 10%, rice and pasta 15%, bread 15%. How is it possible, if all of these things are up the way they are, for you to say inflation is only up 6.5%? Yet if you go to the official versus the shadow stats of how we used to measure inflation, you will notice, if you look at the blue versus the red shows that inflation is only 6.5%. But blue, the top, shows we're somewhere between 13 to 14% inflation. But this isn't the only thing that you have to see what happened. Just this year, if you go on the BLS website, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they announced something very quietly. I don't know if you heard about it or not. Matter of fact, I'd love to know if you heard about it. If you did, comment below. It said, beginning with the January 2023 index scheduled for publication on February 14, 2023, BLS plans to update the spending weights in the calculation of the CPI every year instead of every 2 years. So you may say, I don't get it. What's the big deal with that? Let me explain to you what the big deal of this, and just kind of see the optics. If you look at the historical rates, we're just going to go back 5 years. Do you see that? How it goes January, February, March, all the way down to December and the years. So the old way of measuring inflation, let's just look at February of 2023. It says it's 6%, right? So if we do the old way of how much inflation is higher, you would measure it from 6% to February of 2021. And they would have to say inflation is up 4.3% than what it was 2 years ago. Versus the new way of measuring it, they have to go from February, which is 6%, to last year, which was 7.9%, and they get to say the magical words. Look at our policies. Inflation is down 1.9%. And you and I sit there on TV and we hear a president say this, and you say, I don't understand how. How can you say something like this? Well, it is because of our phenomenal policies. Inflation is down. And we have to say, all right, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe it's me. Maybe others are not feeling it. And you start thinking like you're being maybe gaslighted, or you're the dummy. You're not the dummy. You're being gaslighted because they changed the way they measured certain data. So somebody may say, who's this affecting? I mean, again, the person that's making money, they're probably not feeling this. But the person, the low and middle income family, they're feeling this the most. Let me show you a couple other charts here to look at. So here's a chart of how much food prices increase every year since 1990. If you look at this, what year is the highest prices increasing? This year. And it's not a little bit, it's astronomical compared to any other year in the last 33 years. If you go to shelter, look how much we're up in shelter. It's 7.9%. The average person cannot afford to have 7.9% of their shelter costs going up. Transportation, 14.6%. Again, Again, 33 years. Even if you look at some of the things, the behavior of what you and I are doing, these things increasing, beef prices are going up. Most Americans, we love beef. We love our burger, we love our steak, we love all of that. But beef prices are going so high that Americans are saying we can't afford to buy beef anymore. We're starting to eat more chicken than we ate beef. Look at this chart here on what we would consume. From 1965 till today, beef has gone down because prices of beef have gone up. But look at chicken. Chicken's gone up, turkey is flat, pork is flat. This is causing you and I to change our consumption behavior. This is causing people right now in the tech industry to say, how am I going to replace that income? Some people are sitting around saying, how am I going to increase my income? The one thing is for sure, people are looking at what the media is telling us that inflation is going to be fine, yet we're seeing layoffs up 396% for job cuts, and they're saying, how come we're not being told the truth? So there's a difference between what the White House tells us, what mainstream media tells us, versus what you're actually feeling. Trust what you're feeling. These numbers are real. Prices are going up. So you may be saying, Pat, what's the purpose of this video? Is it just to scare us? What do I do about it? Well, there's a few different things you can actually do about it. One, create awareness. Talk about this. Talk about it amongst your community, your peers, online, social, Twitter. Tag everybody you can. If you say inflation is going lower, why is this going on? Did you see the BLS on the way you're measuring? Why did you do it? Why did we do that? Educate the people around you. The louder you and I, we the people are, eventually they're going to have to pay some attention to what you have to say about it, right? That's number one. Second thing, this is not the time to splurge. It's never the time to splurge, but this is definitely not the time to splurge and not pay attention to what you're doing. Go through your credit card. See some of the old memberships that you have that you're paying for. Why am I paying for this thing? $4.99 a month, $9.99 a month, $18 a month. Cut a lot of that stuff. This is the season to audit all your credit card, your check card, to see exactly where you're wasting money. Audit yourself before the IRS audits your finances. Number three, increase your market value to the best of your ability today. Skills, market value, whatever it may be. Don't just sit there and say, well, you know, it sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. There's a lot you can do about it by increasing market value. And the way you do that is when you bring value to a company you're working at, they're going to have to sit around and say, this guy's very valuable to us. Look what he's doing. He made money for us here, and she made money for us there. Without her, we would have never done this. Without him, we would have never done this. The more you're able to do that in a marketplace, your value goes up. So here's my challenge to you at the end. This is a video you ought to watch with your family and have a conversation started. This is like, hey, what do you think about this? Did you know about this? Did you not know about this? Talk about these things together with others. But if you got value from the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I got another video I did May of 2021 talking about the dangers of inflation for the future of America. I went into it very, very deep. This is back in the days we would do things on the board. If you've never seen that, click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.